Hello there everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I want to share with you 5 of my all-time favorite springtime recipes. 4 of these recipes are wildcrafted and one of these is made with tea herbs, though all of them can be changed up to some degree. One of them is a little harder to substitute for, but the vast majority of them are made with edible flowers and can be reworked with other edible flowers if you so choose. So in some senses, these recipes can extend into the summertime as well. These are recipes that I've worked on through the years. Some of them I've shared recently, some of them in the years past, and one of them was one of the earliest recipes I shared here. But each of them I love dearly and have deeply enjoyed getting to craft and share with you all. I'll have videos for each of these recipes linked in my description down below. They have good reviews from you all and from my friends and local community, so if you are looking for some inspiration and some quick, easy recipes to craft this spring, these are for you. So I'm excited to dive into these, but before we do, this video is sponsored, so let's hear a little bit more about that first. A main part of cooking, baking, and recipe making is the cookware we use. And quite fittingly, today's video is sponsored by the kitchenware company Caraway. Caraway is a non-toxic kitchenware brand that offers high-quality kitchen essentials that upgrade your at-home cooking experience. Did you know that over 70% of the frying pans sold in the US have Teflon? And that just a single scratch on Teflon can release over 9,000 microplastics into the air. This can affect health, growth, and development. Because of this, it's important to me to make a conscious effort when choosing the ingredients and materials that come into my home. Because many of the cookware brands available have forever chemicals, which is a strong no in my household, I made the switch to Caraway. Caraway is made with ceramic. It's non-toxic and safe, so you can avoid the microplastics and other toxins that enter your food while cooking. One of my favorite things about the Caraway set is its versatility. It's easy to make a full meal for my household with just a few pieces. Each pan is large enough to fit family-sized quantities, so I don't have to dirty up a ton of dishes for just one meal. Plus, the non-stick makes it so easy to clean. If you're thinking about refreshing your kitchen, I would highly recommend Caraway. Not only are you making healthier choices, but these pots and pans are super durable, easy to use, and made with quality materials that will last you years. Because of this longevity, they'll pay for themselves after just a few months. So if you're wanting to swap out your pans for a non-stick alternative, check out Caraway. I'd recommend getting the cookware set since you'll save 20% by bundling. Plus you can stack my discount code GREENWITCH and get an additional 10% off. You can use my code to save on all their products site-wide. Just click or screenshot my code when checking out. Thank you so much to Caraway for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into it. Alrighty, welcome back. Let's talk about these 5 spring recipes. As I said, 4 of these are wildcrafted and one of them is based with a tea herb. First and foremost, I want to share probably my favorite springtime recipe that I am always looking forward to, and this year it was very special for me to craft, and that is violet syrup. You can craft violet syrup with any violet. All of them are edible, but each one has a different flavor profile. Typically, I've worked with blue violets, which are native to the area that I grew up, but this year I was lucky enough to stumble across a large patch of sweet violets, which are the traditional flowers used in this recipe. And oh my goodness, if you are ever lucky enough to work with sweet violets, I so recommend it. Violet syrup with any other violet is enjoyable, is so fun to craft, and is really a beautiful spring recipe. But the flavor of sweet violets is just impossible to capture or describe. It's otherworldly, it's magical, and just divine. They smell, well, so sweet, as their name suggests, and they taste incredible. The recipe is pretty simple. You just have to gather a lot of violets and then make a simple syrup. It can be done in a day, though I recommend doing an overnight steeping of the flowers. And it has been so much fun to craft cocktails with or adorn desserts with. So If you're looking to craft something beautiful and fun with a little bit of color changing magic, I would recommend making some violet syrup. And if it's past the season for violets for you now, you can also craft this with lilacs for the same color changing effect. Now, speaking of lilacs, the next recipe that I have been deeply enjoying over the last year, and this is my second year crafting it, is Lilac Wine. I have in the past made Dandelion wine, and I have also attempted a rose wine before, but I do believe that Lilac Wine might be my favorite. A close second would be the Dandelion wine. I'm still new to the fermentation process and winemaking, and I do not consider myself a master by any means, but the process is very fun, interesting, and a lot of just kind of waiting for it to ferment, so pretty simple altogether. When it was finally time to try the lilac wine, it was delicious. Tasted like wine, but so strongly of the lilac flowers as well. As somebody who deeply enjoys floral flavors, I was very surprised to see how much of it came through in the final product, and I would highly recommend crafting this if you are into crafting wines or fermentations. Again, it's another beautiful floral process and something I've deeply enjoyed and recommend. It's a fun shareable and just something fun to make. The next recipe that is among my favorites is a rather new one, but it kind of harkens back to an old one that I've made, and that is the lemon dandelion butter cookies that I made. It features a dandelion lemon curd, which is so delicious, and well, a very simple butter cookie that I deeply enjoy. They're very easy to make. You can make it with foraged ingredients again, just those dandelions from your backyard, and it's so delicious. It features the dandelions more as a side. They aren't really the main flavor profile, but I do feel like they bring a bright, springy flavor that otherwise isn't really there. My original dandelion lemon curd recipe that I made many years ago, and still would recommend, maybe I'll link this one as well, is a dandelion hand pie. So just crusts with that dandelion lemon curd and some meringue on top. That I deeply, deeply enjoyed and would recommend as well, but the cookies are much simpler to make and very easy shareable. My friends loved these. I made a very large batch. I ended up making it twice, and they were all gone after one night of having a few friends over. So definitely a community favorite, and I would recommend them. I also just find a lot of joy in working with the dandelions. They're so bright and sunny, and this is a great way to enjoy that brightness. The next recipe may be kind of approaching a summer recipe, but I feel that it has a spring enjoyment to it, and those are my chamomile sweet rolls. These were one of the first recipes that I ever shared here, and I made them in the springtime for a bit of peace. And since then, I have made them constantly. They are one of my favorites. I know that they are a lot of your favorites as well, and I'm really glad that you all enjoy them as much as I do. They are a tea-infused, basically cupcake. I like to make them in a mini bundt tin just because I think they look really cute that way. But you can make them as cupcakes, and they are just this perfect taste of happiness and calm. Again, chamomile, kind of a summery herb, but I feel like they enter into this time of year in the tea form. And then finally, one of my ultra favorites of all time is chickweed pesto. This is one of the very first recipes I shared as well, and it is such a green, bright, happy recipe. Chickweed grows in abundance all over the place where I am and in a lot of places. It's often considered a garden weed, but it is very edible and very delicious, and making a pesto from it is a wonderful way to enjoy it. You can add it to toasts, enjoy it in pasta. I've been adding it to sandwiches. It's just a wonderful recipe to enjoy. Besides, if you already have chickweed growing in your garden, you might as well enjoy it. Now, the chickweed pesto is the one recipe that's a little difficult to exchange. Of course, if you want to make a classic basil pesto or another edible green, feel free to. I believe that nettles might be an interesting one to try. I have not given that a go yet, but they could add a unique flavor profile. But all in all, these are the 5 plus kind of a mention of 6 springtime recipes that are my favorite to craft this time of year. Again, I will have them all linked in the description down below if you want to take a peek at them and make them for yourself. I hope you found this to be inspiring, and if you've made any of these, I would love to hear from you which ones were your favorite or how you've tweaked them if you've tried something a little bit different and new. I'm always learning something from you guys and always getting inspired. So thank you so much for following me along on this video. And with that, I think it's time to close out. So if you can and would like to, I'd appreciate it if you checked out my Patreon. There is your art, herbal profiles, book recommendations, and monthly workshops. I also have another channel where I share more vlogs, my day-to-day life, more magic, herbalism, all of those good things. And I wrote a book. It's all about herbal magic and will take the beginner to the intermediate. So if you're interested in any of that, they will all be linked in my description down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I can't wait to see you again soon.